Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Graham. I am the Senior Research Consultant here at Wiley Corporation, and today I prepared a PowerPoint presentation for you all going over a list of the key points I feel we should learn that will help us prepare for our trip to Singapore. As you know, Wiley Corporation will be expanding to Singapore here in the next couple of years, and I have researched some of the cultural dimensions and social structure in Singapore to help us get better prepared for our trip. So, if you would, please turn your attention to the PowerPoint presentation I have prepared, and we'll go over a list of those key points. First of all, we're going to go over the business culture in Singapore. In Singapore, the natives really value trust in business. They want to build relationships, they want to get to know you, they want to be more than just business partners. They really want to be partners. You want to be yourself, you want to be personable, but you also want to be professional. And when it comes to being professional in Singapore, punctuality is key. You want to always be on time, if not early, to all your business meetings. Tardiness is a sign of disrespect in the Singaporean culture. As well, when you exchange business cards in Singapore, always remember to hand the business card over with two hands. It's a sign of respect, and you want to make sure and you do that. And you also, if you want to, give a slight bow when you hand over your business card. Also, what I want to go over is women in the workplace. Women do have high up corporate positions in Singapore, and there are laws that prevent the discrimination against women in the workforce in Singapore. When you go to a business meeting in Singapore, just wear regular American work attire. For men, that's a button-up shirt, slacks, nice shoes. You want to be neatly groomed, you want to be clean shaven. You don't always need a tie. A tie will be necessary in some occasions, but not for just the regular business meeting. For women, the same goes, slacks or a professional skirt and a button-up shirt. You want to be modest and you want to be professional. Okay, another thing I want to go over is the way Singaporeans conduct business. They are they take their time when conducting business in Singapore. They don't rush into things. They don't make hasty decisions. So don't find it odd if something takes a lot longer. Signing a contract, making a deal will take more time than that same deal might take here in the States. So you might be prepared to take multiple trips to Singapore. Okay, now we are going to move on to the values in Singapore. One of the, well, actually two of the main philosophies in the Singaporean culture are harmony and peace. They are a very peaceful people. They don't believe in showing very much emotion, and they do not raise their voice hardly ever. So when you are in Singapore visiting, you want to keep your voice very calm, very mellow. You want to be very peaceful. You don't want to do anything that's going to cause a lot of attention to yourself. Another thing that, another key concept in the culture is it's called giving face, which is basically showing respect and giving admiration where it is due. And that goes back to the peace and harmony concepts. You want to always show respect to people, look them in the eye. You want to be very respectful to the elders in Singapore. They also refer to their elders as uncle and auntie, even if you don't know them. You always want to call them uncle and auntie until maybe you learn their name. All right, now, many Singaporeans are very indirect when they deal with you. If you're in a business meeting and you offer up an idea, if they don't like that idea, they won't outright disagree with you. They may be more indirect in saying no. So that may be something to look out for and be aware of. And also just be very gentle and courteous, like I had stated before. Another major value in Singapore is integrity. That is so, so important to remember. Singaporeans believe that there are equal opportunities for all. They believe in hard work, and they believe that everyone's hard work and success adds to the greater value of the country. So you want to remember and respect the culture, learn as much about the culture, read as much about the culture as you can so you can fully respect it when you go to the country, Singapore, and you are working with the natives. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to food and etiquette. This is so, so important because food is everything to Singaporeans, okay? They love to talk about food. So, if you have nothing else to talk about food with Singaporeans. They love food. A lot of business meetings, more so entertainment, they do conduct business entertainment at dinner meetings. They love to go out to eat, take everyone in the office out to eat, have a good time, let loose a little bit, get to know each other, be yourself, have fun. But also remember a few things when you are out to dinner. It is a sign of respect to leave a little bit of food on your plate when you are done eating. This shows the dinner host that you got enough to eat and you aren't still hungry. If you just clear off your plate really quick, they're going to think, oh my gosh, did I not feed this person enough? So you want to leave a little bit of food still on your plate if you've had enough to eat. Another thing is, don't start eating until the dinner host makes a little speech or says everyone can begin eating. That's a sign of respect. Also, it's not common in Singapore to serve drinks with their food. So just be aware of that when you go to restaurants. And also, you might have guessed, but everyone uses chopsticks in Singapore. It is not very common to see forks. They will use spoons, like soup spoons, but if you do want a fork, you will have to ask for that. Okay, now we're going to move on to some other do's and don'ts of Singapore, just some things to be aware of. Mostly this is going over the laws in Singapore. A few of the things that are illegal, that are banned in Singapore, are chewing gum, smoking in public, littering, and same-sex relationships. Now you may think, chewing gum is illegal? Yes, it is. And even if you are caught with gum in your purse or your carry-on or your backpack at the airport, they will pull that out and throw it away, and you may get fined. So just be aware. Don't even carry gum to the airport in Singapore. Also, they really respect their country and they really like to keep it clean. They're very on top of the cleanliness in Singapore. So don't litter. Please don't litter. Be aware of trash cans. Throw your trash away. If you see something on the ground, pick it up and throw it away. You know, just be courteous. Be respectful to the country. Also, fines. The fines in Singapore for breaking the law can be starting at $1,000 and upwards, and you may even have to serve jail time. And you do not want to end up in jail in a country that's not home, so that might be a little scary. So please just really pay attention to the laws. They are also known for corporal punishment in Singapore, and one of the punishments that they do use regularly is called caning, and it's just what it sounds. They use a plastic cane and they will beat someone. So be aware of that. They do it in schools and in prisons and sometimes in public in Singapore. As well, the same-sex relationships in Singapore are looked down upon. They find that unnatural, and you can be prosecuted for it. So be aware of your surroundings, know where you're at, pay attention. It's always a good idea when you're visiting a foreign country to be aware of the laws and make sure that you're following them at all times in other countries. So those are just a few of the laws. Now, if you At this point in the PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to be going over some of the conclusions and recommendations to round up the end of this presentation for you all. So some of the conclusions we've come to at the end of this presentation are respect, trust, and punctuality are some of the highest regarded values in Singapore. Whether it's conducting business or personal relationships in Singapore, you always want to respect everyone around you. You want to build trusting, meaningful relationships with the people you're doing business with, and you always want to be on time for everything, whether that's a business meeting, going out to lunch, going out to dinner, be on time. Also, another thing to remember when you are at a business meeting or at a business lunch, business dinner, hand over your business card with 2 hands. Just bury that in your brain, 2 hands at all times when handing over a business card. And it would not be a bad idea to get some business cards printed with a Chinese translation on the back. Remember to keep the streets clean. Don't litter. Food. We talked about food. Food is of great importance in Singapore, and almost all business the people you're meeting with for business will invite you to dinner, most likely. So be aware of the customs and traditions when eating, and you might want to learn to use chopsticks. And the laws, that's something we went over. Be aware of the laws, be aware of your surroundings, follow the law, and you know, just have respect for the country you're in, have respect for the people you're in. Now we're going to be going over some of the recommendations to end this presentation. So some things I would recommend for this trip is to get a planner. Get a really good planner and keep track of all your business meetings, all your dates, and all your times, so you are always prepared and always punctual. Another thing is, like I said, order some business cards with a Chinese translation on the back. It may be a good idea to keep at least 20 business cards on you at all time. And like I've mentioned many, many times, you might want to learn to use chopsticks since you might be returning to Singapore multiple times. Okay, now as this presentation comes to an end, I just to remind you, have fun and enjoy Singapore. It is a beautiful country, and just remember that you're there for business, but also have fun and enjoy yourself. And we will see you back at Wiley Corporation. Thank you guys. Have a great day.